The city clerk gave me this audio and told me that there was technical difficulties. So what you hear is what you're going to get.
I know I don't. You're better off than I am.
Let's call the meeting to order. Join me in the salute for the flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'd like to introduce these two gentlemen. Dan Rudolph, he's running for District 6, and he'll be available after the meeting if anyone wants to talk to him. And I'm trying to find so I don't make it. Pete Dorton's son?
Yes, sir.
I just couldn't figure out how to pronounce your name. Is that correct?
My wife has the same problem.
Might have a reason though.
And she does.
And Pete's running for District 6 as a senator. And he'll also be available for after the meeting.
Well, there's the guys you need to talk to right there.
It's the first time I've ever seen you quiet.
I don't know.
If they'd elected 18-year-old kid to the city council of Lewiston, you could run for the governor.
Hey, they had that 3-year-old mayor that got reelected 3 times, man. He finally got unelected this last time. So.
I am a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Did you say
He
3-year-old?
was 3 years old when he first got elected.
You could probably have any one of these seats right here.
Granted, there's only 12 people in town, but
We need a motion to
I
approve
move.
the agenda as presented.
Okay, I move we approve the agenda as presented.
All in favor?
I second. Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you, Bill.
That's it.
We need to
Had to beat Bomar out that.
have a motion for the minutes of the July 14th council meeting and July 17th special meeting minutes.
I move that we accept the minutes of the July 16th and 14th and 17th as presented.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye. I didn't see the 17th. Are
We went here
the
for one.
17th in here?
Yes, they're at the end of the 14th. They're attached.
Got it.
She's got a good system here. She puts them in order of the agenda. Oh, maybe I don't have the 17th.
It's in the back of the
It's behind the treasurer's report because the treasurer's report is
You want to look up, maybe yours didn't get one. It's on the minutes, is that one?
Yeah, I don't think I
I don't have them either.
Okay, right there.
Oh, there it is, right there. Sorry. Yeah, I did read that. Okay, yeah, I approve my approval.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
That's right, because we had a copy of the budget with it. That's what.
I'd entertain
Sorry.
a motion to accept the treasurer's report and pay the bills and vouchers.
I have a bit of a report before you move to approve it on the treasurer's report that you had before you. We have a total of $275,227.85 in all funds. We received the second large property tax check from Nez Perce County in the amount of $27,771.55. Our general fund received $19,376 of that, and the street fund received $8,394. And also in July, we received $5,000 for water sewer hookup from 2 different properties. So the water and sewer checking looks good this month on the reports. But we will be paying the invoices for the parts and labor in August with this money, so it'll go down again in August.
Is there a way we, for the current bills we have for this last month, to get a copy of the Bobcat usage and the dates for paying that bill?
You got them.
It would go to
Of
Brenda.
the dates
We
and what
haven't
it
paid
was
her
used for.
recently, but yes, we keep track of that.
Is there a way I can get a copy of that?
Yes,
Okay.
come by, we'll make a copy for you.
I didn't see it either, that's why I was asking.
It wasn't on this one?
So they haven't turned in a bill.
Now, it's only run time that's billed.
Absolutely, yes, I just want the dates and the runtime. Because I've seen it on a city employee's vehicle on the weekends, and I want to make sure we're not being billed for that.
Okay, I move are you done? Oh, sorry.
I was just saying, our city employees have been working some weekends too.
But
on things.
I just want to know where and what they're using
Well, I
for.
always, told you that you have that.
I move accept a treasurer's report and pay the bills.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Reports, council, you have anything, Bill?
I talked to the state highway traffic people on the city sign when we're putting in with Gem Community. We got a map and it shows that it's on city property, so it's on city limits, so all we gotta do is turn in the paperwork. We kinda got it on hold because we've been pretty swamped with the office there with budgets. Maybe next week I'll try to push it through. And I guess I do it here. I've talked to Jason. I'm gonna start a couple sessions a week to where we do meter from checkpoint to checkpoint to try to find our water leaks. My goal is at least have 2 sections of meters or valves shut off to test pressure, see if we can locate the leaks we have. And we're gonna set this up so we can start going, because if we don't get started now, we're gonna run out of summer. It goes real quick. And that's about it for now. You got meter totals for last month in the office? For the,
No, I don't have
do we have a
that.
system for that yet? To add 'em up?
Pretty much, Herman Smith is tracking that.
Don't worry about that then, because I know the system crashed on you.
Yeah, and right now, we
We-
don't have a lot of data available.
Okay, that's,
I had a citizen ask, how about the 15-mile-an-hour signs? Have we ordered them?
No, we have not yet.
Okay,
We had priorities about that,
okay.
and critical to city business priorities.
So what do we have to do to get those? Because I was asked the same thing, I wasn't gonna say something, but I was asked the same thing.
Yeah,
I'm
I was in
thinking
your store when he
that-
asked.
Yeah.
Order, August.
So when can we order them? So
They'll be ordered in August, so you
In
can let
August.
people know.
Planning and zoning, nothing to report.
Nothing to report.
City clerk,
Since our last meeting, the city DOS billing program crashed after we ran the bills at the end of July. We had our computer maintenance guy come out to check our system, and he told us we were free of viruses and malware. He checked our replicator backup and found it backed up our corrupted system, so we
Is
didn't
this
have
in
to-
English?
Speaking of like computers and everything, on my tablet, I would always download stuff on my tablet. It says there's viruses and malwares on it, so if there's any viruses or malwares on it, it tells me, warns me and all that.
Yeah.
And then I uninstall the app, and the virus and malwares and all that.
That's good.
Computer.
Well,
It's from my tab.
our computer maintenance guy recommended that we get support from the programs company since he was not familiar with DOS programs. And so after a discussion with Mayor Bob and his approval, we signed up for a year of customer support, which was the most cost-effective option for our service, because basically without getting our billing system prepared, we would be unable to send bills out at the end of the month. The customer support repaired our billing system and answered our questions that we've had subsequent to the repair as we are trying to rebuild. We have other glitches, and they've taken care of that for us. And again, the backup was corrupted, so we couldn't just go and magically put everything back in, so we're reconstructing the billing program. Deputy Clerk Carol Spencer has taken on this project and is working additional hours. This entailed updating all the accounts, payment history for each customer, and then entering their customers' billing information into the DOS program. In addition, we lost all our meter reads. They were just all zero, so we need to re-enter all the meter reads for July prior to entering the meter reads here for August. And Carol's still working on the reconstruction of the program, but we're coming a long ways on that, and we will have it completed in time to do our billing at the end of this month. And then the project I've been working on for a priority has been working with Pressel Gage and their intern to reconstruct the QuickBooks program to have the accounts and sub-accounts to the point they were at the end of the last audit that was approved at the last meeting. The intern prepared all the adjusting journal entries for both years and then printed them so that I could input them into our QuickBooks system on our computer. There's a law that auditors cannot do the work for the businesses they audit, so I needed to do the adjusting journal entries myself on the program rather than taking the flash drive that he had all the good information on and putting it into our system. And so I worked closely with the intern to do this, and I needed to complete this work before the intern's last day, which was last Friday. And I completed the work by end of day Wednesday and took the flash drive with our program to the intern to review. And after his review, he said everything was perfect and that we're ready to proceed with the audit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing.
And I will be talking to our auditor this week to reschedule the audit. They've started their school audits now, but they did tell us, since they had engaged us prior to that, and because of this glitch, it delayed it, that they will do our audit in a timely manner. So we just need to get together with them on the audit. And then the budget has been revised with the estimated property taxes revenue received from Nez Perce County since our budget workshop, and the revision requested by the council at the budget workshop. And then due to the priorities that Carol and I have been working on, and the fact that the office is being kept cool enough for us using the building AC and keeping the door and window open and our fans, we haven't purchased the new AC yet, but we did have Mike's Heating and Air Conditioning come by and put up a quote for us. They checked out the lay and how they would do it, and the total cost for parts and labor is $3,323. And they checked, and we would not be eligible for a rebate because it's just the one 300 square foot office, and the city had recently changed the whole building to another system. And we have kind of felt that's pretty expensive for our 300 square foot office and to keep your 2 employees cool. Especially since I think that's almost about half of the cost for the whole building that was done a few years back. So we've done a little bit of research, but not extensive because of our priorities, but we're finding wall units that had AC and a heat combined, not a heat pump, from GE, ranging between $650 and $1,000, depending on the BTUs, and then this install would be additional, but it wouldn't be as much as the install for the Lennox. So
Did you
That's where
find,
we're
when you did the research on that previous money spent, did you get the company's name that we put, that did our duct work for us?
at. No, I haven't tracked down the company name yet, but I'm.
I can't
got that on
remember
the
really.
list.
I apologize.
Now
I
that-
should know that. I was in the middle of that.
Yeah, that's okay.
I blew it, so I can't remember anything.
Yeah, I know, Carol said you couldn't remember either.
That's 6 years ago?
Joanne, do you remember the name of the company? that-
Sure.
Sure, she does.
Heating and AC.
Right on the
for us?
tip of my
No,
tongue.
just right there. Probably in your
Oh, tip of my
historic
tongue heating, that's it.
notes. And that's the end of my report.
But I'm glad the edit went so well on the audit. That's incredible to have it that close and so little changes.
Oh, and it was extensive changes and extensive adjusting journal entries.
And with all the other going on.
And then, the billing system getting down.
Well, you said the last push it through was only 3 minor changes on the last run through, right? Or did I misinterpret that?
Last run through,
And not counting all the earlier stuff. I guess it doesn't matter, you got her done. That's what it is.
no, there was like thousands of entries.
Oh.
Said the intern to me, I wasn't counting.
Oh.
He created them.
Oh.
So he knew there were a lot of entries.
Maintenance. Herman's down with the flu or something, so
I have a maintenance report from Herman, and the city had a clean water sample for July, and the yearly nitrate samples were taken from both our wells, and no other samples were required for nitrate. There was a copper setter at 301 Main, number 2, that's been replaced, the maintenance, they went and replaced that. And then the levee inspection went okay, and they're requiring them to burn the brush piles on the levee. As they maintain the levee, they cut down things, trees, shrubs, and they've been maintaining them there. And they were told that the Corps said they could just burn them right in place, so they're waiting for a proper day to do that.
I'm not sure burning them in place is a good idea. I think how about we just remove them, take them down to the burn pile?
Yeah.
It's so close
Just
to
wait
some of
for a
these
wet
people's
day.
houses.
Yeah.
I
I know, but this is what the Corps said,
Right.
like I'm just repeating.
I would just
the
suggest
report.
not doing that.
So, and he said that they're making progress down at the lagoon with the sand filters, and that they're draining better, but he's saying that we should better start putting money aside to replace them at some point. Knife River drove off, we have Knife River in town, and one of their subcontractors getting water, and they drove off with a hydrant meter attached to his truck and kind of just destroyed it. They think they're going to have to replace it. Knife River has come in and talked to the office, and they know that they're responsible and that they were paid for the cost of the repair and the damage, and it's looking like we might just replace it. And then, as I had, he is also reporting what I have under one of our agenda items, but the camper shell and the junk involved with it have been moved to the property owner's property. They're off the city property. The city property is clean. And that's it.
fire department.
We're here.
A clean week, a month?
Yeah, we'd like to say so.
Look
Yes, we had a
outside.
clean fire month in the city of Culdesac. And as you probably heard, I was talking to Noreen, that we got the bill for our repair on our pump, which was $69. So that's going to be paid up on the next bill, so on the next month. We have had several outside fires outside the city of Culdesac. We've had 2 vehicle crashes, both of them involving injuries and fire. So the fire department responded with our trucks to be able to take care of that. We had a Chevrolet brush truck that was in severe need of taking the radiator cap off and putting something new underneath it. So we have since got rid of that. The Nez Perce County has come up with a 1.5-ton Chevy truck that's set up, ready to go. I was going to bring some pictures for you, and I forgot to do that. But anyway, it's being putting stuff on its touches. Put a radio in and some stickers on it, and that will be out here at Culdesac. It's just not a real small brush truck, but it's a good brush truck in that it's a 500-gallon tank. It's capable of we have using your spray nozzles on the back, 1-inch hose and an 1.5-inch hose, and it also has a small deck gun on top that we could use to put out certain fires along the roadside or in a field. We also, but anyway, that'll be available here probably within the next 2 to 3 days. We'll have that back out.
Well, that's a beauty too.
It's a nice truck, and 500 gallons is enough that even if we don't get out in the field because it is 2-wheel drive, we can be a nurse for other smaller brush rigs until we get the trucks with a 1,000-gallon or bigger tanks on them. So it's a win-win for all of us. Nez Perce County came through again for us and really has helped us out. As you probably know, we had several phantom fires on the storm that came through here about a week ago. We did not use our county fire truck or our county firefighters here in the city. We kept them on standby because these guys were going to protect the rest of the county on any other fires. Thank goodness it didn't occur, but we've had several large fires, 650 acres down on Cottonwood Creek. Of course, as you know about the Cougar Fire and other ones like that. So we've been pretty good. Our little community's been doing all right. Seems to be clicking right along, and if we keep it outside the boundaries, we're okay.
I must have missed the second vehicle fire. Where was the second one?
Well, you had the one down here, and then we had the one on farther down, right at the old Martin Motel.
Oh, well, I must have missed that one.
And then Bill and I, we spent some time at the granary yesterday. I think you were down there once, and I was down there 3 times. We had several calls stating that people driving by thought we might have a fire in the granary, and that being right. If you look when they're hauling peas, and that's what they're hauling, they're really close to the ground, so they pick up dirt and dust. And when they're dumping that in and bringing it up to the header house, you get a lot of dust that looks like real light smoke, but it wasn't. The gentleman that I talked to was very appreciative of us coming down. But whenever we got a call, we go back down and we take a look. But everything turned out fine.
Now, are we going to get a false alarm on that, or is there a procedure for that? We just let them ring through and we check it before we take the truck over, I assume?
That particular one, I just beat down when I got the call. I got a call from
I
a lady
ran over
driving
too,
by.
yeah.
And,
The city clerk gave me this audio and told me that there was technical difficulties. So what you hear is what you're going to get.
So then we took, and this map I have is mine, but Larry Adams also has one. So we went from the tree over 81 feet, then 76 feet, and there's orange mark out there. And then we went, because Larry Adams has 76 feet to the edge of 8th Street where it goes across, or used to go across. So we marked that, and then we went, he should receive an additional 25 feet in the area. Is that right, what the letter says, 25 feet? We measured it off, and where, I'd have to go talk to Larry. We measured it off, and where the sidewalk goes down, we're up, he put a stake in the ground where the sidewalk is more level than where the ramp is. And it's right, there's a really big bush right there by it. He came in a foot and he put a stake. And it kind of lines up with the tree back there. So
And he's going square off the back of his house too. Instead of going at an angle, he's actually going to go square. So the park
is getting more.
Getting more property
And
than.
he came in a foot from what we measured, so the park would get more.
I think they give
Because
him-
the road between you, the hotel, and the library, that should be 8th Street. It shouldn't it just be half of that?
Yeah.
Is that about what it figures?
Well, you gotta, there again, you gotta figure out, instead of going by plots, which is the easy way to do it, you're gonna figure out exactly where that street really is.
I didn't know how else to
Since
do
they,
it.
that's the
And
easiest
then, like
way
you
to
said,
do
it
it.
shifts.
Otherwise, you gotta figure out exactly where that, because that street's been revamped.
Or surveyed it. Here we go,
Yeah,
another
exactly
survey.
what I'm saying, so we should go off the plots instead
Already
of,
is
I mean, it's just a
Well, that's
fence.
why
Yeah,
the lawyer.
that's what I don't know why we're spending all this
Yeah,
time
it's
on
just a
it.
fence. I mean, say yes, the guy put a fence there and.
And, because we're not arguing, I mean, if anybody be arguing, it'd be
We're trying to give
between
them
you
more
two,
land.
right? I mean,
I'm not
why are we
arguing,
arguing?
I just wanted to see that he went, because the way he was going, he wasn't getting as much as he should have been getting.
Yeah, give them all.
And I wanted to make sure that he got everything that he, you know,
It's less for Herman to mow too. It saves us 2 hours a month.
yeah.
Well, it
So,
doesn't go
Say
that
you
far,
want-
it doesn't go into the park. It just-
Well, no, but you gotta
If-
take care of the shrubs
yeah,
and the.
Larry Adams already took out some evergreens that were in there. So it goes right up to the edge of, there's a really big bushy one.
Okay, well, let's get it over with, then what do we have to do?
I move that we allow him to put, the lot line is correct from 81 Finney Street, City Park, and he can put a fence in.
And we're gonna help?
You second it?
Well, once he gives us the money, then we'll decide what amount, yeah.
Yeah, we won't, I
We don't need
don't, I don't
to
agree on
figure
the
out.
amount yet, I agree.
We'll agree to pay the part of the
So
construction of
basically,
fence
if-
when it's done.
If it's acceptable to the council and acceptable to Adams, you just make a motion that it's
Yeah, he
acceptable
didn't count.
to the boundary.
Right.
And it was acceptable to him when you were measuring.
Oh, yeah, he was shocked that we would go as far as we went over.
And then if it's acceptable to council, they make the motion, and then the city attorney will draw up a boundary agreement for the council to sign, to approve and sign, Adams to sign, and
Okay.
the boundary is on the fence.
Sounds wonderful.
Okay, you got a motion and a second.
I'll second
Pretty
it.
much Mike's motion.
Yeah, why don't you
It's Mike
move it this
Porter's
way?
motion.
Now, I have a big question for politicians. How do they ever build $1 billion stadium in LA?
Under-
Is that?
I think Bill seconded it, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill seconded
Bill
it.
seconded?
Yes.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Who seconded it?
Bill.
Bill,
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I just had to say, how the heck do they build $1 billion stadium? And we
Where'd
gotta do all
Mason
this
go?
for him?
I think he went home.
Oh,
I think he
so.
has to be home by 8.
Yeah, he left, he said.
he bailed.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be home at 8.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the community center, gym and fire department, roof leaks and mold issues.
I haven't talked to anybody, I just,
Haven't got anything?
they said basically the consensus is with the hot, dry, whether we just leave the door open and we let it dry out and we'll wash it down and then we'll figure out what to do. We gotta wait till we got some moisture now to do a moisture test, so we don't have any, so. So
So we'll
that's,
keep it on the agenda.
yeah, please do, yeah.
Mhm.
Exterior junk on 203 4th Street, status of cleanup.
As I mentioned in the maintenance report, Willis Humphrey did come over and move the camper shell of the daughter back onto the property, the parents' property, and then all the junk that was under that, Jimmy Johnson came and cleaned up the rest. So our city property has been totally cleaned of the citizens' property.
Until they come home.
And,
They aren't coming home.
Oh, I thought Wanda was home.
no, at this point,
They
they're
won't let-
currently not home for
They
a
wouldn't
while.
let her live by herself.
Well, very good,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and the residents there, it's still, they had it put it out of the way, it's looking,
It looks fine. I went by after Willis moved it, and it looks nice.
So we do take it off the
I
agenda?
think,
For the time being, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
So somebody else
Trouble
moves in.
Until it gets condemned.
They got another one going up on Main Street up there.
Street lights switch to LED light fixtures, and there's a
Doesn't sound like that's gonna happen.
reply. of
Yeah.
that.
I read that reply too.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing, and, you know, it seems like if you're a big city and
It
you have.
might pay us to wait a year and see if they come up with the program.
See if a visitor
When they
makes it.
come up with the program, then they'll sell us the lights and install them for us, so I think that
Okay.
can come off the agenda.
Yeah,
Okay,
for a year.
for a year.
Protection of phone trunk, Watson Street and Jog Alley.
Yeah, they did it.
They did do it?
Uh-huh.
They got
There's
a
thing
colored
around it.
rod there, yeah, or something to keep from
Is
hitting
it
it.
big enough to protect it?
There's a colored plastic rod that's orange, and that's what we're having them replace with steel barriers, and I haven't seen steel
There
barriers.
isn't, oh,
that are in there.
there's a box or something around it, isn't there?
Box, well, I'll double check it. And if it is, because they had told us they were gonna put steel barriers, sort of like how we
Oh,
have the
steel.
protection around our fire hydrants, the angle.
Geez, I turned
I
there.
can't believe they did that, but.
So I'll check for that, and if it's been done, then we'll take it off the agenda. If not, we were keeping it on until it was completely done.
Update and additional discussion on Putz-Lettner trailer court.
I think this one needs to stay on the agenda because I ran into Rick at Walmart and he is looking at a couple of double lights to buy and put in there. And I said, you need to go through the city council and the building inspector before you do anything.
Sounds like got the rest of it taken care of yet anyway, hasn't he?
I know he's
Some of
looking,
it's gone, but.
he's looking at something to buy.
So what